Welcome to the Money Watch Show. It's Thursday, August 24th, and through the miracle of Mark Talercio, best executive producer in the world and the best co-host in the world, we are delivering content to you, even though we're both on vacation, and Mark is actually out of the country. But we decided it was important enough that you guys get fresh content. Plus, we have this very long line of people who want to join us, so we want to make sure that we can help them answer their financial questions. If you have a financial question, you can go to our website, jillonmoney.com, click the Contact Us button, and complete the form. If you want to come on the show live, you check the little box. Now, Mark, how are you today, sir?
I am well, because odds are very, very high that as this runs, I will be sitting in a proper British pub, enjoying a nice cask ale while Theo munches on some chips.
Nice. Where are you staying? What part of London will you guys be staying in for this vacation?
Southwark, right by Borough Market.
I love on the train, on the tube, when they go Suffolk, like that Suffolk. It's so good. And the way you chose your hotel is where you like to get your coffee. Is that what you've done?
It's my favorite neighborhood in London. I like it. It's kind of off the beaten path, not near the crazy touristy areas.
And you can also get to the Thames very easily. So right there, that's like one of Jackie's favorite, like walking tours with people who don't really know London, is to take them in that back area from Borough Market to the Thames, and you go past the Clink, the prison. That's so cool. Anyway, thanks for working on your holiday, Mark. All right, we're not working. I'm just hanging. I'm doing nothing during the last 2 weeks of the year. I'm recharging my batteries, and I hope everybody else is as well. And it's good. It's useful to do that. I'm excited today because we have folks who are joining us who are partners in crime. They're also married. And I love when I think that some of our best shows have been couples who come on the air. Don't you think, Mark?
Two is always better than one.
Always. And someday we'll have our couples. No, I don't think our spouses would ever come on the air. Ever.
I'm not sure they know what we do.
So many of our friends will say they'll say something to Jackie about I heard that. And she goes, well, how would you know that? You
know, what's funny is one of Amanda's colleagues is a huge fan, listens to every episode. She saw her the other day and she's like, just heard your husband.
Oh my God. That is hysterical. I love that. Anyway, today we are joined by Aaron and Keith. They're from the Pacific Northwest, and they are joining today. For what reason, you guys? Who's going to be the first speaker? Aaron, I'm going to call on you first because I know you're an educator. Aaron, what brings you to the program today?
I'd like to know if I can go back to school and get my doctorate.
Why would you do that? That sounds no, bye, good luck. Thank you. Thanks so much. Why on earth would you do that? Don't you? Okay. First of all, we already know a little background. So Aaron, first tell us about yourselves. Aaron, how old are you?
I'm 43 and I'm a school principal. I love being a principal, but I just want to, I love working too. And I think getting my doctorate will just open up doors for me and help me extend my working life. And it wouldn't be like a PhD doctorate. It would be an EDD. So it's not as intense. And it's a common credential, it's an EDD and superintendent credential. It's a common credential in my field of education to just kind of open up doors for lots of other opportunities, and it would increase my earning potential as well.
Oh, wait, you just got me with increase my earning potential. I just perked up on that one. Hold on a second. Right now, you're a school principal. How much do you earn?
I earn $175.
All right, let's go to Keith. Keith.
Hi there.
What's going on? How are you?
I'm doing really well. Thank you.
What do you do for a living, sir?
I am also a public school administrator. I am a middle school assistant principal.
Oh, my God. Tell us about something you've done in the last 12 months, like some kid who did something crazy, just so we can laugh.
Oh, my gosh. On the spot. Yeah. Honestly, every day something wacky happens. These are middle schoolers. These are not even close to fully developed brains, but with egos that are tremendously large. So you can just imagine all the possibilities. If you can invent it, I've seen it.
Okay. Fair enough. Now, Keith, how much do you earn as an assistant principal?
Current salary in my step is $151. And next year, I will get about $6,000 raise.
Okay, great. You guys are both putting money into a pension system, but Keith, are you also allowed to put money in a deferred compensation or a 403B or a 457 plan?
That's right. Yeah, I have a 403B through my school district.
What happens with your salary? Like, how much goes towards the pension, and what are you putting into the 403B?
7.5% goes to the pension, and 500 a month goes into the 403B.
Erin, how about you?
We both have deferred compensation accounts. So Keith has 169 and I have 204,000. And then we both, in addition to that, will be entitled to a pension after we retire.
Okay, great. So let's talk a little bit about the family, and you got some kids. How old are they?
Yeah, we have 2 daughters. We have a 7.5-year-old and a 4.5-year-old. So one is school age, one is in expensive preschool program.
How much do you pay for the 4.5, that extended stuff? Is that that has to be out of pocket right now for how much longer?
Yeah, only until next August. So
okay, so another year.
We're super excited about that. It's about $2,000 a month for her.
Ooh.
In addition, our 7.5-year-old, since we work long days, she has like extended care. So that's another, almost $800 a month. So yeah, these kids are expensive.
Oh my God, they are. Forgetting about this next year. In a year, both of them will the $800 a month have to be also spent on the, at the time, 5.5-year-old?
Yeah, our childcare expenses will be about, $1,500 next year. Yeah, we'll save
That's
a little
real
money on that next year.
Okay, but that's real money.
Yeah.
Do you guys own a home?
Yes.
How much would you say it's worth?
1.3 million.
Hello, school teachers. Welcome to the Pacific Northwest, where the real estate market has exploded. Do you guys have a mortgage on your property?
We do. We have $659,000 left.
What's the interest rate on it?
3.25%.
Great. Perfect. Okay. And any other money that you guys have saved? So we've got the money that you have, the pension money. You have 403Bs, 169 for Keith, 204 for Erin. We've got the money that's going out for childcare. You've got the house. What about like a savings account, a brokerage account, any money for college, anything in that nature,
I have totals for you. Is that
easier? Why not? Do it.
Okay. We do have some Roth accounts. Our Roth assets are $84,000. Total pre-tax, that includes our deferred comp. The pre-tax retirement assets are $424,000.
Yep.
Combined.
Yep.
And then our girls have, they each have 2 529 accounts. They have one that Keith and I contribute to, and then they each have one that their grandparents contribute to. So total is $56,000 for the 2 of them combined.
Wow. Who's got the rich parents, you or Keith?
My parents worked very hard and carved out niches for themselves in the emerging tech industries of the 70s, 80s. And so they're doing well.
There's a reason why I asked that question, of course, which is it makes the decisions for you guys a little bit different if we think that, even though you're young, you're in your 40s, that Keith, how old are you?
44.
That we may be able to make different decisions about like the doctorate or whatever, and understanding that there could be more money coming. That's all. And I'll get to that in a second. So what about just plain old savings?
Yeah, we need to work on that. We've been spending we've been doing some home improvements and also bought a hot tub. So,
I mean, why not?
Yeah, our emergency fund is $15,000 right now.
Okay. Well, it's unlikely you'd both lose your jobs immediately.
Yeah, we have really stable employment.
I just want to say emergency fund, though, is more expansive than that because we do have brokerage accounts.
Oh, all yeah. Right. We also have a brokerage account.
How much is in the brokerage?
So we have currently $31,000 in the brokerage account.
Okay.
We have $20,000 in I-bonds too.
Oh, so not so bad.
What other money can we find here, sweetheart?
I know. I love it. Now, I'll ask some also annoying questions. How about life insurance?
I'm so glad you brought this up because we each have $600,000 of life insurance. But, we bought a new house a couple years ago. Our kids are really expensive. We're thinking we need to increase our life insurance, but we don't know to what amount.
So if we were to I think you should probably go shop for another 400 grand each. And their kid, are you going to have more kids, do you think?
No. One thing we want you to know is that our oldest daughter has special needs. And so, she's the more expensive child because we are very dedicated to her success. So that's just another thing to know about our family.
Okay. That is good to know. So I think there's a couple of things. Does she have a special need that you think is one that would require you to carry insurance for your entire lives? Like you would want something to be done for her ultimate, in a much more protracted way? Or do you think if she has special needs, it's going to cost us more now for the next 10 years? What's your guesstimate on that?
I don't know. It's hard to know what a child's potential is when they're a second grader.
I know. It's so weird.
Keith and I have been going back and forth about this. Keith, what do you think?
Yeah, I think, that, we'll obviously see how she grows and develops. And I don't think that, to your question there, I don't think that we would need some type of policy, which is, how did you phrase that, Jill? It was
for the whole life, for your whole life. That would be, okay.
Yeah,
that's really what I'm going for.
And bank on her having independence in her adulthood, where that would be necessary.
Okay. It is worth it to get some more coverage. And, 15 years is probably the right amount. What happens for you guys with the 529 plans? Are you funding them on an ongoing basis? And are your parents, Keith, funding them on an ongoing basis? Or is it sort of ad hoc? Well, when we have an extra bunch of money, how do you do it?
It's monthly for each. Both us, our family, we have an auto draft into that, and then my mom does the same. It's just an auto payment.
I think it's $200 per kid for each 529.
Okay, great for you guys,
and for my in-laws.
All right, so it's $800 a month. That's great. Okay, good. What else do I want to ask you? How about estate planning?
We have a will and trust.
Great, perfect. Aaron, let's get back to you and this doctorate idea. Explain to us, all of us listening, who are doubtful that a doctorate ever makes sense. Explain to us how much money it would cost and how you would do it. Would you have to stop working?
No.
Ooh.
No, these are programs meant for like working, executives in education, basically. There's lots of different programs I'm looking into, and my bosses are really supportive. Mm-hmm. But that's really important part of this because I would need like their mentorship. Mm-hmm. It would cost anywhere between like $10,000 and $15,000 a year for either, depending on the program, the next 3, 4, or 5 years. It would be like remote with like one weekend a month where I would go to like in-person sessions.
That's where you just like drink and get to know your fellow students.
There might be some of that, but
I understand. That's a no-brainer. Of course you can do that. That's easy. Why would you not do that? Yeah,
I really do. I really do. It's a lot to ask of Keith too.
Whatever. He's fine. He's an assistant principal. His life is and also his life is like unbearable as far as I could tell. He's around all these middle school kids who are acting up. So he's going to be with your little angels a little bit more. It's going to be better.
Does your district fund any of this at all or no?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, I did look into that. And I have some professional development funds where I could use, I think, up to $2,000 a year.
Just do it. Why you even, don't worry. Do not worry about this. What do you think? Okay. How many years do you guys each have into the system?
18. Yeah, this is my 18th in Washington, 20 overall. But yeah, 18 years.
Okay, then I think I have 17.
Okay. So how does the pension work? How long do you have to have in the system?
30 years to get like the full amount.
Okay. So if you were to just,
can I just clarify that though for 1 second? Sorry to interrupt you.
Sure.
I understood, Aaron, correct me if I'm wrong. I understood that to be vested was 20, but to be eligible for full pension was 30 years.
That's usually right. Okay. So let's say but you're going to keep your job while you're still getting this degree. So what's your game plan? To work the 30 or work like 25? What do you think?
Most likely I'll work 30.
All right. So let's just think about this. What's the pension benefit at 30 years for each of you?
Yeah. With 100% survivorship, my pension at 62 would be, which is past 30 years, is $4,500.
Okay.
And then Keith's with 100% survivorship is $3,800.
Right now, if you were to give us like the the leadership job potential for you, Erin. I mean, even if you work, let's say you're done you do this program, you've got 20 or 22 years in, and a few years later you get an awesome job, like your dream job. What is it? Is it similar pay if you go into leadership? Because you did say you had some upside potential if you were to get the doctorate. What would that be, do you think?
Lots of things. I do like the stability of working for a school district, though, and that would be hard to give up. And it'd be unlikely I would take a lesser paying job just because I want to take care of our family. But
Yep.
yeah, I would eventually consider like a district level leadership job, like an executive directorship, or, there's educational consultants. I also wouldn't mind like teaching college classes, or eventually when I'm like in my 60s, like leading a principal preparation program at a university. So those are just like a few things on my mind.
Okay. I think this is all incredibly doable. Keith, if you were to just give me a guesstimate on your parents, like, I don't know how many siblings you have, but like your parents are probably still healthy and life is good. But do you think that you are likely to inherit some money in the future?
Yeah.
What do you think that their net worth is? Like, be very conservative. What's your guess?
I don't know. I'm just going to say $7 million.
All right. So what are we worrying about here? We have nothing to worry about. You guys are hard workers. You make a lot of money. You're saving a lot of money. You're spending money on childcare. Those costs will go down a little bit. You're doing incredibly well. Your money that is going into the brokerage account, how does that usually come up? Like, where does that come from? Do you guys just throw extra money in there? Like, how do you manage that?
We have a financial advisor we work with regularly, meaning we have, semi-annual meetings with him. But nonetheless, we have an auto draft from our, each month that just goes to our brokerage account, and he manages it with the goals that we've laid out for him.
How do you pay this advisor?
I think he's a 1% fee guy.
1% commission guy.
That's fine. As far as I could tell right this second, because you've plowed through some of your savings, I would kind of shut that off, that $500 a month right now, and replenish your savings. Just say to him, we need to replenish our savings. We'll get back to you, when we have, what's your usual amount that you like in your emergency reserve?
Oh, Keith, I mean, don't you like 30 to 40,000 in there?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, I kind of look at it as like 6 months of mortgage payments.
All right. So get your 30 back in there. I mean, you do have the I bonds, which are 20. You might as well just halt the clock on the brokerage, the $500 a month, and just put the money into the savings and get that beefed up again. Mark, what else do you want them to do?
I think they're good, even without any possible future inheritance. I mean, these guys are in good shape. They already have basically $1 million saved. They're going to have a huge $100,000 a year in pension. The college is taken care of. I don't really see nothing's jumping out at me.
Me neither. I think you're in good shape. The only thing we want you to do is get a little more life insurance. And then for the doctorate, when do you think you'd start?
I'd like to start next summer or fall.
So, I mean, I guess the question is what we're going to use to pay for that. You may want to tap your advisor on the shoulder and say the following. You know what? We love you. You've been great to us, but it looks like we're really going to need to use this money for Erin's doctorate. And we're going to try to save some more. So we're going to turn off our automatic withdrawal into the brokerage account. But, advisor, by the end of this year, we want you to take a look at this account and start freeing up some money because we're going to have to pay for the actual program. That would give the broker an opportunity, the advisor the opportunity to maybe look at the account with a little bit of time and say, well, you've got gains here, you've got losses here. Let's sell a little bit of everything and then we'll send you the money and boom, we're done. But they should be thinking about that now a year in advance. It's a good time because we have 2 calendar years to be thinking about harvesting tax losses if there are losses and working against the gains in the account. I think otherwise, you're in very good shape. You really are. Mark has said it perfectly. You've won us over to the doctorate. Is there anything that we've left out that you guys want to talk about?
Yeah, I do worry about using the brokerage funds for tuition because I just feel like we're not very liquid at that point.
Well, what are you going to do? Where are you going to get the money?
I don't know. I think we spend too much on a monthly basis.
How much do you spend?
A lot.
Like, we've been
pulling out of our savings monthly.
You make 325 grand a year. You have a big mortgage. You have 2 kids, 1 special needs. So like, I don't know where you think you're pulling back on.
Something we forgot to say is that when I want to start my doctorate is when we will stop paying preschool and when my car will be paid off.
And you'll just keep the car and you'll own it. Well, I mean, you'll have free cash flow, but I mean, you still need to pay the bill for the school. You don't pay that monthly. You're going to have to raise some money. Get over the brokerage thing. Don't worry.
It's temporary. I mean, just realize that, when this is over in, what'd you say, like 3 years or so, your salary is very likely going to increase in the future. You're going to be able to replenish a brokerage account. That's why it's there, for you to have access to it.
Exactly. That's why you've done it. Like, you're not going to not spend that money. It doesn't matter. You've got a ton of money that you're saving. You're going to have $8,300 a month in pension income. You're going to have Social Security as well. And you're going to have a lot of money that's saved, and you will inherit some money. There is not a problem here. Please give yourself permission to spend that brokerage account money because you want to get a doctorate. So you should do that. Dr. Erin on the line. All right. Thank you guys so much. And if you guys are all thinking about going back to school, first of all, you should go check out my book, The Great Money Reset. I have a whole chapter on education. This was actually a good education question. If you have a different aspect of your financial life that needs some attention, just go to our website, jillonmoney.com, click the Contact Us button, and complete the form. If you want to come on the air live with us, do what Erin and Keith did. We love the couples. It's so great. Mark Tolares here is the co-host and the executive producer and the web king of Jill on Money Universe. We are distributed by Paramount Global. We drop our episodes Tuesdays and Thursdays. Don't forget to leave us a rating and review wherever you listen. Try to lift someone up. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you next week.